Hi children, how are you all? I hope you all good. Today we are going to continue the lesson, that is Russian Revolution and its impact. So far we discussed the first part of the Russian Revolution, that is in the month of March. Now we are going to focus the second part of the Russian Revolution in the month of November. So at that time only the Duma was abolished, at the same time the government also is cancelled and the new ruler of Russia started to come, that is known as Vladimir Lenin. We need to know about this person particularly. Actually, the person Vladimir Lenin, he was born in the year of 1870 in the place of Volga. So in the place only he was born and his parents educated. He had a brother, but his brother was killed. So he is a man who struck very lot to become as an educated and then revolutionary. So at that time he studied in college, but he never had any kind of enjoyment to study or time spent with friends. At that time what he did, he started to happy with the working factory workers. So he was influenced with the Marxism, and he is a man who gave a number of support to the people of workers of Russia, and he spread the Marxism in everywhere. So this is not liked by the people of the ruler of Russia. In the year of 1895 he was arrested and he was pushed in the prison, particularly in the place of Siberia. He was in Siberia 3 years. We know that Russia is a very cold place. So at that time he suffered very lot, and after that he came out from the place and he went to number of countries like France, Britain, Switzerland and some other places. At that time also he wanted to continue the revolution. So it shows that his determination about the Russian development. And after that the Social Democratic Party, this is very important. He belongs to the Social Democratic Party. Which kind of people in that party we need to know? They are known as the small majority, that is known as the Bolsheviks. So he is a supporter of Bolshevik people. So with the support of Bolshevik only, he captured the place of Russia and he started to become as the ruler, that is the one. And after that the opponent of the Bolsheviks, they are known as the Menshevik. The minorities, they are called as the Mensheviks. So this is a very short message about the Vladimir Lenin and how he take over the whole Russia, that is we are going to discuss. So provisional government. So the Tsar was abdicated, which means he was overthrown from his power, and after that the provisional government was established. And what are the parties which contain? We need to know. It contains both Mensheviks and the Bolsheviks. So the Bolsheviks, they are the supporter of the Lenin. And here bourgeois, that is very important one. The bourgeois only nothing but the Mensheviks, which means the middle class people. People those who had a plenty of wealth under their control. They were called as the bourgeois. They are belongs to the Mensheviks. And the Bolsheviks, that is a common people. So that is the one. So this is the message about the provisional government. And these two people, how they worked and why the government could not move forward, that is we need to know. And how it is got failure, that is also we need to know. So failure of the provisional government. So when there is a revolution happened in the year of 1917, after the abdication of the ruler of Russia, the person Vladimir Lenin, he is in the place of Switzerland. But even though he is in the place of Switzerland, he wanted to continue the revolution. Why? Because the provisional government is not playing well and it is not working for the growth of people. So he wanted to continue the revolution with the help of the Bolsheviks. So at that time the person, he raised the voice like this: all powers to the Soviet. Everything should be under the control of the Soviet, that is known as the people. no one should not have the right to hold the powers. So this is a very famous word used by the person Vladimir Lenin. And after that, one more word, this is worldwide famous, that is bread, peace and land. You know that in the time of Tsar rule, people, they raise their voice in the name of bread. So they don't have any food to eat. So we need to give the food for the people. That is first prime work of the Lenin. And second one is the land. The land was under the control of the bourgeois, which means the middle class people, property owned people. So the land should be redistributed to the people. That is the ideology of the person Vladimir Lenin. And third one, that is known as peace. So in the year of 1914 to 1918, World War I is going. So 1917, this is the year. So he is a man, he wanted to make the peace for the people of Russia. So that only he used the slogan like this: bread, peace and the land. So this is the word. And the person already told you that the redistribution of land to the people, that is the great demand of the person. And after that, he wanted to stop the war. But here, the people of the provisional government, they are not ready to redistribute the land to the people. That is the major problem for provisional government to failure. The same time, they wanted to continue the war, World War I. But this is not liked by the people. So these two reasons only became the great problem for the provisional government. And then what was happened? It is going to be end with the entry of the Vladimir Lenin. And here at that time, provisional government, they started to arresting. Why? Because the people, they engaged in the revolutions. This is not liked by the provisional government. So what they said, they declared one order. That order is nothing but the revolutions, they were arrested. And then the Pravada. What is the meaning of Pravada? Pravada is nothing but, that is a newspaper that is under the control of the Bolsheviks. So the Bolsheviks newspaper was cornered. At the same time, they were arrested, particularly the person Trotsky. Trotsky is a man who gave a number of support for the growth of Russia. At the same time, the Bolsheviks. So that only he joined the side of the Vladimir Lenin and he played in major roles. So that is the one. So the provisional government, they ordered to arrest the Bolshevik, at the same time the Trotsky, and they banned the Pravda newspaper. It created a number of problems in all over the Russia. And then after that, there is a new man who became as the prime minister, which means the provisional government is going to be ruled by the person Kerensky. This is a picture of Kerensky. And the person wanted to run the government very smooth, but he could not rule. Why? Because the revolution quite violent. So that is the one, and no one could not run the provisional government properly, and it became failure with the entry of one more person. And who is that? That is we need to know. So take over by the Bolsheviks party under the Lenin's leadership. While seeing this type of actions, the Lenin started to enter in Russia and he started to take over the whole Russia under his control. How it was happened, that is only we are going to study. The first one, the Trotsky, just now only I told you. So Trotsky is a man who belongs to the side of Mensheviks. So the Bolsheviks people only who gave support for the person Trotsky. So Trotsky, we just now only we read about the person. Trotsky is a man who gave support for the Bolsheviks, and then he was appointed to prepare a detailed plan how the country should be run. So he made a plan how to capture the power, how to run the government. So that is the work was given to the person of Trotsky. And after that, what was happened? In the month of 7th November, the government buildings and port, factories, industries, palace, everything now take over under the control of the people of Lenin, particularly the Bolsheviks people. So in the month of November 7th, everything under the control of the Bolsheviks people. And very next day, 8th November 1970, what was happened? The provisional government was overthrown and the ruler of Russia now is changed. That is known as Vladimir Lenin. So this is the one. And after that, they declared Pravda is going to be an official newspaper of the Russia. So it is known as, that is, Pravda is an official newspaper. At the same time, Bolshevik party, it was renamed, that is known as Russian Communist Party also. So this is the action which was did by the person Vladimir Lenin. And now we can see a very important topic, that is the outcome of the revolution. So far number of problems faced by the people of Russians, but what is the output? That is we need to know. The people of Russians, after the Russian Revolution, they eliminated totally the poverty, which means the land was given to the people, the bread, which means the food also given to the people. So that is the one first. And second one is the industry and agriculture developed. Father Gapan, 1902, he is a man who raised the voice. Why? Because to develop the agriculture at the same time industries, then only the Russia will shine in future. So that is the demand of the person, but he was assassinated. And what was happened? This was became as the big problem, and then this is solved by the people of Vladimir Lenin. So industry and agriculture was developed, and after that women were given equal rights. So in the year of 1921 only, the first voting rights was given to the people of women all around the world, particularly the New Zealand. But in Russia also there is a number of rights was given for the people of women equally. So salary and rights, everything was given to them. And after this, industries and banks were nationalized. So everything was nationalized and everything under the control of the people, particularly the government. And here, and after that, land was announced as the social property. We need to know, the people of India, we don't have the right to property. But while they signing in the constitution, there was a right to property. But after that, this was cancelled. Why? Because the people of government, they are making a number of some kind of changes for the growth of country. At that time, they need a land. At the same time, they wanted to make some kind of changes, but people, they are not ready to give. So this action or this right was cancelled from India. So like that in Russia also, the property, it is not for particular person, it is for government. So this is the one. And after that, immediately appealed for peace. In the year of 1917, there is a revolution. We know that the person Vladimir Lenin said, bread, peace and the land. So bread was given to the people of Russia, and then land was redistributed to the people of Russia, but peace, it remained. So how the peace was given to the people of Russia? In the sense, by the entry of Lenin, when he became as the leader of Russia, he signed a treaty that is known as Brest-Litovsk between Russia and Germany. So according to that only, Russia was withdrew from the World War I. So peace started to shine in the place of Russia. At the same time, he gave an importance for the growth of whole Russia. So that only Vladimir Lenin is a great person. And the global influence of the Russian Revolution. The previous topic we discussed only what was the changes faced by the people of Russia, but what was happened after the Russian Revolution worldwide. We need to know the first point, that is, in many countries Communist Party was established. Even now also we have a Communist Party. So that is a party which plays a major role. So Communist Party, it gave a number of rights to the world. So the people, they started to raise their voice against the colonialism. That is next point. Actually the freedom fight that is raised after the Russian Revolution only, particularly in the place of colonies. So that is the one. And debate, there is a number of debate was happened after the Russian Revolution. Land, the land belongs to whom, whether the king or the ministers or people. So such kind of debate was happened. So land reforms was happened, and then social welfare, they given a growth of social welfare, and the workers, they got a number of rights, and then gender equality. You know that the women also start to treat equally after the Russian Revolution in Russia. This is reflected in the place of all around the world also, and taking places in global context. So number of changes was happened because of the Russian Revolution. So that only very beginning of the lesson I said, the greatest outcome of the World War I is nothing but Russian Revolution. Because of the Russian Revolution only, we are having a plenty of changes. Even now also we are having a number of rights. When there is any kind of social evils happen, at that time we are raising our voice. How we have the rights? These are the rights was given by the people of Russians. That is known as Russian Revolution. Students, we started to upload a number of question bank, study materials, PPT, YouTube link and everything in the description box. Kindly go through that. We are making everything for your own growth. Kindly go through and enrich your knowledge. Thank you.
Nalini Amurtha's father, UKG-லேருந்து 8th standard படிக்கிறாங்க. இப்போ அது 5:30 to 6:30 வந்து கிரவுண்ட் ரன்னிங் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிட்டு பாடி எக்ஸசைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அப்படியே ஸ்கூல் அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு மத்தியானம் மேலே மதர் தெரேசா அகாடமியில் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. மெட்ராஸில் MEM ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. நேஷனல் லெவலில் வந்து கோல்டு அடிச்சிருக்காங்க.
ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ்லேயும் சரி மார்க்ஸ்னு அப்படியே வந்து ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கும் அதே நேரத்தில் ஸ்டடீஸுக்கும் வந்து அவங்க எந்த ஒரு பிரச்சனையும் இல்லாமல் இந்த விஷயத்தை அழகாக